Kevin Samuels speaks on Dear Mama, and also how he felt like Afeni Shakur lied to Tupac about who his real father was.
Afeni Shakur lied to Tupac. And Tupac found out that and his mother knew his father was alive.
And the pain that Tupac dealt with because of that. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, notification. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and hit what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. The late, great Kevin Samuels was very on point about a lot of issues, about a lot of topics involving high value men, women, and some of the difficulties that we face getting with each other and staying and remaining in relationships. But it was one particular interview that he did in which Kevin Samuels was dealing with this one young lady, and basically she appeared to be toxic in regards to the fact of keeping her kids away from their father, right? And in this particular situation, Kevin Samuels basically used Tupac as the example on what happened with Tupac in regards to what the young lady was doing with her children and their father. And basically Kevin Samuels was talking about how he felt that Afeni Shakur lied to Tupac about who his father was when she actually knew who his father was. Check this out.
Tupac wrote that song, Dear Mama. Remember that?
Yes.
Dear Mama. Tupac said, even if you're a crack fiend mama and you're still a black queen mama, he said, Daddy didn't care. The faggot took the back way, such and so forth, blah, blah. Because, you know, his daddy wasn't in his life, right?
Right.
Right. Tupac got shot when he was out in New York 5 times. And when he was in the hospital, Tupac got a visitor. You know who it was? His biological father.
Yeah. Okay.
His mother had been lying to him his entire life. Afeni Shakur lied to Tupac.
Yes.
And Tupac found out that and his mother knew his father was alive. Tupac carried that hurt, that pain.
I find this very, very interesting because a lot of people, when people say this, a lot of people get in their feelings and they say, you know, well, leave Afeni alone and so on and so forth. But here they have a documentary about her life, about some of the greatness of the woman that she was, and dealing with the fact that Tupac's father, Billy Garland Sr., is still alive. I've done videos in where I've gotten his son Billy Garland Jr. on here. We talked about it, talked about the resemblance between Tupac and his father, Billy Garland, and people came at me and they were like, Tupac father's dead. Tupac father is dead. You know, on the internet, I go to Google and that's what it says, and so on and so forth, which tells me that a lot of people don't do their own research. And they take whatever information that they might have in front of them and they believe it. But in this video, that when Kevin Samuels says that Afeni lied to Tupac when she knew who his father was, all along, I would have to agree. That doesn't make Afeni a bad person. That makes the problems that they had during that time their problems that they had. I also think that Afeni Shakur was a remarkable woman, and fighting her case when dealing with the COINTELPRO, being a leader in the black community as a black woman, and so on and so forth, and being the mother of Tupac Shakur. But I also have to look at both sides of the coin. I can't just look at one side of the coin because, that's what people want you to look at. But when Kevin Samuel speaks on this, he talks about the pain. And Tupac talked about the pain that he felt in his life, and all of the things and the difficulty, as well as the interview when he was sitting on the couch next to Richie Rich, and he talked about how he didn't have a father in his life. He also talked about that in Dear Mama, right? In which, Tupac, talked about his daddy not being there and all of those things. I find it interesting coming from Kevin Samuels from that perspective because, here it is, Kevin Samuels is talking to this woman. And in this interview, Tupac and the situation with the song Dear Mama and the lyrics of Dear Mama are brought up, right? And how he relates that to the current situation of this woman that he's talking to, and how toxic she actually was being in that instant, and doing the same exact thing that he felt like Afeni Shakur had did to Tupac, and lying to Tupac about who his real father was. There's a lot of us in the black community, and as well as many other communities, but mainly in the black community, right, where we deal with this situation. And sometimes when, it's brought up, people like to, they go to that dark place of, the negative place of, well, you're demonizing this, and he coming down hard on that. But accountability is very important, right? To each and every one of us. Like I said, I myself, and me and Tupac talked about this, I myself carry somebody's last name who's not actually my father. Right? Same similar situation. I could give you the rundown, but I won't in this video, but the same situation. And so I think it's healthy that we have this conversation. I think the Dear Mama documentary doesn't really cover that as much as it should when you talk about that situation. But the pain and I guess the disconnect, and also Kevin Samuels talked about, as you heard, when Tupac was shot in New York, and his father showing up, right?
Tupac got shot when he was out in New York 5 times. And when he was in the hospital, Tupac got a visitor. You know who it was? His biological father.
A lot of people don't want to talk about those things because it's like, women jump right to the point of, well, if he wanted to find him, he could have found him. He just didn't want to find. Like, what? Once again, or basically she could have let him know where his son was. You know what I mean? She could have let the father know where his son was. And sometimes the children, I wouldn't say in the Phoenix case, but sometimes the children are used as pawns on this big scheme of a chessboard, for whatever reason that is, And it's a big problem, man. It's a big problem. It's like when the relationship doesn't work out between the mother and the father, the children ultimately suffer. And so I just wanted to do a video, man, and I wanted you guys to really sit back and think about this. If you're dealing with this problem yourself, you know what I mean? Hopefully through, I guess, Tupac's situation, how he dealt with it, hopefully through seeing this video, Kevin Samuels, and him talking about it, like knowing that you're not by yourself. You know what I mean? And no matter what it is, the obstacle that you might face, right, that you can get through it. You know, I think this is very important. And so, yeah, it's crazy. When I came across this video and I heard, Kevin Samuels go in about this, and right now they're showing this documentary on FX. It was like, wow, Kevin was so on point and just speaking candidly about it, and it's the truth. It's the truth. Like I say, at the end of the day, and when you deal and understand that, like I said, hopefully, young men and women also who are dealing with this situation where they might not know who their real father was. They were raised by somebody else who wasn't their father for whatever reason, and told that, their daddy didn't want to see him, he don't care about you, and so on and so forth, because the mother wanted to go on with her life and her new relationship, and she didn't really want to deal with that individual. So she, opted to tell the son and the daughter that this new person who they felt like they could be more of a be in more of a successful relationship with was their father. Yeah, because it rarely happens on the other side. It rarely happens in dealing with a man who's raising their child, and the man tells, the daughter or son that, this woman is your mother. That rarely happens. But on the flip side, yeah, it does happen for whatever reason, whether the mother was promiscuous or, she had multiple partners at one time and, couldn't have really known who the father was of the child at that particular time. But like I said, this is something that goes on in our community a lot. And a lot of people don't really like to deal with it because, but I think once you deal with that reality, it'll help you grow. It'll help you also be a better person. And hopefully it will help, some women, some women, I say some women because it's not all women. Some women avoid that trap of, like I said, once again, being in that situation, and I gotta also admit, let's be clear, and some fathers, some men, who do abandon their children. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I don't think that was the case in Tupac's situation. And from that perspective, when we're talking about that, but let's be clear, yes, some men, do abandon their children. And some men are not even worthy to have kids, because they don't understand what being a father really, truly, honestly is. And so, yeah, like I said, your boy DELRAY, straight game.